A very warm welcome to Apticom Careers online classes. In today's session, we'll be taking time, speed and distance part 5. We have already done part 1, 2, 3 and 4 where I have discussed various fundamentals on time, speed and distance. The videos are already uploaded in our YouTube channel. You can go to YouTube, Apticom Careers channel and refer to these 4 videos first. They will really help strengthen your fundamentals and then come back to part 5. So in part 5 today we'll be taking relative speed. Relative speed is considered to be one of the most important topics in time, speed and distance. However, even if you do not understand relative speed, most of the questions can be done by the ratio method which I have discussed in these 4 videos. However, if you understand relative speed, you can save a lot of time in questions which are related to 2 or more bodies in motion. Okay, so without wasting much time, let us get into the topic. So take out your notebook and write down the topic as relative speed. See guys, relative speed comes into picture whenever bodies are in motion. So whenever a question will be there in which 2 or more bodies will be in motion, then think about relative speed, right? To explain relative speed, I'll be taking a series of scenario. However, I'll help you understand relative speed with this example first. Suppose there is a person, he is riding a car and there is another person sitting behind his car. This particular car is suppose going at 60 km per hour. At the same time, another car comes from this side in the same direction at 80 km, say 40 km per hour. There is a driver over here. Say this driver is A, this person is B, this person is C. There is another person D who is standing over here. If I ask this person D, what is the speed of car Y, then this person will tell 40 km per hour. So this 40 km per hour is the actual speed told by this stationary observer. If I ask D what is the speed of X, then D will tell 60 km per hour. Again, this is the actual speed seen by this person D. But if I ask B what is the speed of car Y, then B will tell that the speed of car Y is 60 minus 40, that is 20 km per hour. So 20 km per hour is not the actual speed, it is something like the virtual speed. This is called the relative speed. This is the speed which is felt virtually by this person B or this person A. I hope you understand. So A or B feels that this car Y came at a speed of 20 km per hour because this car is already moving at 60 km per hour. So the difference of this is being felt by these 2 observers who are themselves in motion. So what do I understand from here? That if 2 bodies are moving in the same direction, relative speed is the difference of the 2 speeds. See, I have written minus. In the same example, instead of this car coming from this direction, if I make him come from this direction at suppose 40 km per hour, the speed reported by D will be same in this case again. However, if I ask B at what speed was car Y going, then B will tell car Y is going at 60 plus 40, that is 100 km per hour. Again, this 100 km per hour I say as the virtual speed, or this is same thing as relative speed. So this is the feeling of this person B. This is not the actual speed. So when the two bodies are moving in the opposite direction, the relative speed comes out to be the sum of the two speeds. So this person B or A feels that this car came at a very high speed, which is 60 plus 40, 100 km per hour. Understand that this 100 km per hour and this 20 km per hour all are virtual speed. They are not the actual speeds. Alright, let us understand the definition of relative speed with one more example. In this example, let me consider 2 points X and Y. There is Tom here who starts from X in this direction. There's Jerry standing here who starts from Y in the same direction. Say Tom goes at 20 meter per second. In the same time, Jerry starts from Y at say 10 meter per second. Okay. Say the distance between them is 60 meter. If I ask you a question, in what time, write down, in what time Tom will catch Jerry? In what time Tom will catch Jerry? Okay. So let us understand like this. So initial distance between them is 60 meter. What happens in 1 second? What happens in 1 second? In 1 second, Tom comes 20 meter and this mark is 60, okay? And in the same 1 second, Jerry will advance and come to some point which is 10 meter. So Jerry will be here. So if this is 20, this part remains 40. So what is the gap now between them? 50 meter. See, this was the initial gap. This is the gap after 1 second, new gap, which is 50 meter. You can see that in 1 second, their gap is decreasing by 10 meter, right? So I can write by unitary method that in 1 second, gap reduces by 10 meter. So, or I can write the other way, okay, from this side, because they have asked to find the time, so I should better write like this, that 10 meter is reduced in 1 second, right? So 1 meter will be reduced in 1 by 10 seconds. And what is the gap to be reduced? The total gap is 60 meter, which has to be reduced. So 60 meter will be reduced in 1 by 10 into 60. That comes out to be 6 seconds. So when the gap 60 meter totally gets reduced, Tom is going to catch Jerry because they are going to meet at one point. So my answer will be 6 seconds. So in what time Tom will catch Jerry? Answer is simply 6 seconds. This is done by somebody who does not understand relative speed. But if he understands relative speed, he can do it the other way, which will take very less time. However, you can see that the gap is reduced at the rate of 10 meter per second. So I can also write like this, that this 10 meter per second is nothing but the rate of change of distance between the two body, which is nothing but relative speed. This is another way of looking at relative speed. You remember, we can get this 10 from here, 20 minus 10. So this 10 meter per second can be written like this. This is 20 minus 10, I get 10 meter per second. And you also remember, I had discussed in the first slide, when the two bodies are moving in the same direction, relative speed is the difference of the two speeds. So Tom was going at 20, Jerry was going at 10, so relative speed will come out to be 20 minus 10, that is 10 meter per second, and this is also called the rate of change of distance between the two bodies. This is one definition which many of the students do not understand. Let me take one more example to illustrate this definition. Okay, however, before I take that example, by relative speed, how can I actually write? So what will be my shortcut to get that answer, which is 6 seconds? So time taken to meet by Tom and Jerry will be distance by speed. Time is distance by speed. But in this case, I will write initial gap between the two divided by relative speed. So you can please write down di is nothing but initial gap, and rs here is relative speed. So what is the initial gap between the two? 60 meter. So I write 60 divided by, what is the relative speed? 20 minus 10. So I write 20 minus 10. I get 60 by 10, and the answer is 6 seconds. So I need not do it this way. This is just to illustrate what exactly relative speed is. I should do it this way. So this is the shortcut, right? I repeat, what is the definition of relative speed? I can also write this as rate of change of distance between the two bodies, right? To illustrate this, let me take one more example. Say there is one point here, there is a person A, there is another person B. B goes in this direction, A goes in this direction. A's speed is 60 meter per second, B's speed is suppose 40 meter per second. They both start at the same time. Okay. So in 1 second, what is the distance between them? What is the gap between A and B in 1 second? Obviously you will say in 1 second A will go 60 meter, and in the same 1 second B will go 40 meter. So the gap between them will become 100 meter. So I write 100 meter. So what is the rate of change of gap between A and B? I can write it is changing at the rate of 100 meter per second. This is called my relative speed, which is nothing but 60 plus 40. Because I had already discussed, when two bodies are moving in opposite direction, relative speed is the sum of the two speeds. I hope you understand. So let me take one more example. Suppose A goes at x kilometer per hour, B goes from this same point at y kilometer per hour. What is the rate of change of distance between A and B? It is nothing but x plus y kilometer per hour. Okay. Now let us take the applications of relative speed. Okay. We'll start with problems on trains. To understand problems on trains, let us take various cases. Okay, we'll start with case number 1. Say there is a train whose speed is 100 meter per second. The length of the train is suppose 200 meter. Okay, there is one pole whose length is also given as 100 meter. Okay, the question is, in what time the train A cross pole? In what time the train A crossed the pole? Right? So what do I write? Time is distance divided by speed. Now see, the distance to be covered by the train is nothing but the length of the train. So the length of the train, because the train will come here and it has to cross its own length, which is 200 meter. So this distance will be 200 divided by the speed of the train. So speed of the train is 100 meter per second. So my answer will be 2 seconds. Right? Let me take case 2. Now to explain case 2, allow me to mark same scenario and write down case 2. In case 2, this pole is not standing, but this pole is lying down and the length of the pole remains the same. So this pole is lying down and the length of the pole is suppose 100 meter. Right? The question remains same. So you can try out in what time the train will cross the pole. Now in this case, it appears that the formula remains the same, but the distance will be how much? Distance to be covered would be the length of the train plus the length of the pole, right? Divided by the speed of the train. So what is the length of the train? 200 meter. What is the length of the pole? 100 meter divided by the speed of the train. So I get 3 seconds. I hope you understand. Case number 2. Here the pole is lying down. Okay. Here the pole is lying down. Therefore, I have added the length of the pole. Right? Now in the scenario 3, instead of this pole, if I have another train whose length is 200 meter and this train is not moving, so speed is 0. In this case, in how much time the train A will cross not the pole, but we are asking the train will cross another train B, say. So how much time train A cross train B? This is suppose train B. And again here the distance is nothing but length of the train A plus length of the train B divided by the speed of the train A. So the length of the train A is 200, for B is another 200 divided by the speed of A is again 100. So I write 4 seconds. You can see that this train A has to cross its tail as well as its head. So by the time it comes here, it comes here and it comes here, it has to cover its train B's length plus its own length. Therefore, I have added the length of the train A as well as the length of the train B. So this can be written as scenario number 3 or case 3. So my answer here will be 4 seconds, right? In the same question, I am changing and writing scenario 4, but instead of this speed S, this is also moving at some other speed. Now the question is the same. In how much time this train A crosses the train B? Here suppose the speed of this train is say 150 meter per second. So again the distance will be length of the train A plus length of the train B divided by, in this case it will not be speed but it will be relative speed. So understand that here I have thought of relative speed because both the bodies are in motion. Here both the trains are moving, therefore instead of simple speed I am writing relative speed. And remember that when the two bodies are moving in the same direction, relative speed is written as the difference of the two speeds. So I write time as distance divided by relative speed. So here the length will be 200 for A, 200 for B divided by 150. Oh, okay, I should have taken this as more, right? This should be less. So let me take this as not 150. Please make this as, say, suppose 60. So say it is 60 meter per second. So the difference will be 100 minus 60. So I get 400 divided by 40 and I get 10 seconds as my answer. So this could be scenario number 4. Okay. Having understood this, we can take up one more scenario, say that is scenario number 5. In this case, the train A is same, train B is also same. But instead of this train, the question is in how much time the train A crosses the driver of train B. Say this is scenario number 5. Of course, in this train there is a driver, right? So in how much time this train A crosses the driver of the train B? In how much time train A crosses the driver of the train B? So the length part will change because now this train A, see the driver is over here. Now this train A only has to cover its own length, which is length of the train A. But the relative speed will be same because the driver is also moving. So length of the train A is 200 meter and the relative speed is obviously 100 minus 60. So I get 200 divided by 40 and that is 5 seconds. So this answer 5 seconds is different from the question on in what time train A crosses the train B. In that case, the length will be 200 plus 200. But in case of crossing the driver, the length will be simply 200. Hope this makes sense. Okay, let us take a question on trains. A train takes 12 seconds to pass a pole. So there is a train, there's another pole here. It takes 12 seconds to pass a pole. The speed of the train may be s. That is what they are asking, speed of the train. In 54 seconds to pass another stationary train. Now the same train, it is going to cross a stationary train and it is going to take 54 seconds. Here the time taken is 12 seconds. They are asking the value of s, one of these options. So I can write this 12 is equals to distance, which is nothing but the length of the train, divided by its own speed. So I get one equation, 12 is equals to L by S. I can also write this time 54 is equals to distance, its length is L and this length is given as 448. So I can write L plus 448 divided by S because this is a stationary train, right? So they are asking me the value of S. So I'll just write from here L is 12S. So I'll put this value over here. So I get 54 is equals to 12s 448 divided by s. On solving, I think 54s minus 12s will be 42s. That's equal to 448. From here I'll get s is equals to 448 divided by 42. It will be something like 10 times, right? 10 point something, right? So this answer will be nearly 10.67. So 10.67 meters per second. Okay. Now let us take few more questions on relative speed. Read this question. A train leaves Pune for Bangalore at 1 p.m. Say this is Pune and this is Bangalore. Okay, so one train leaves Pune at 1 p.m. at the rate of 45 km per hour. Another train leaves Pune for Bangalore at 5 p.m. So at 5 p.m. there's another train whose speed is 60 km per hour is leaving for Bangalore. After how many hours after the starting of the first train will the two trains meet, right? Now you can see that this train is going starting at 1 p.m. This train is going at 5 p.m. So from 1 to 5, that is in 4 hours, first train might have gone how much distance? Distance is equals to speed into time, right? So speed of the first train is 45 and the time is 4 hours. So it has gone how much distance? So 160 plus 20, that is 180 kilometer. Say Bangalore is here. So it has gone somewhere 180 kilometer, right? Now this is train T1 and say this train is T1, this train is T2. So train T1 is here and train T2 has to start from here. Now what is the gap in between them? 180. Now for both of them time is 5 p.m. Here also time is 5 p.m. Here also time is 5 p.m. Remember that relative speed can be used when the time is same. Time should be same. Here also 5 p.m. For train T1 also it is 5 p.m. So when do they meet? I can directly write initial gap between the two by the relative speed. What is the initial gap between the two? 45 into 4, which is 180. Okay, let me just write 180 here. (180) divided by relative speed 60. Sorry, this one is 60 and this particular speed is 45 km per hour. So same direction, one is 60, other is 45. Relative speed will be 15, right? Difference between the two. So 60 minus 45. So I get 180 divided by 15. So 15 ones are 15, carry 3 and 15 twos are, I get 12 hours. So my answer is 12 hours. Okay, let us take one more question. Train A and train B running at 60 and 75 take 14 seconds to cross each other while running in the opposite direction. The length of the trains are 10:11 ratio. The slower train passes the tunnel completely from the time it enters in 15 minutes. 15 minutes is nothing but 15 into 60 seconds. Find the length of the train. Okay. So let us take the first scenario. They have given time as 14 seconds. In this 14 seconds, the distance covered will be the length of the trains. So one train is 10x, other train will be 11x. So the length of the train will be 10x plus 11x divided by the speed. Speed will be 60 km per hour plus 75. This should be multiplied by 5 by 18 because this one is in seconds. I should convert into seconds. So this comes out to be 21x divided by 135 into 5 by 18. Okay. So that's equal to 14. So when you solve this, I think you can take your time and solve it. It will come out to be around 25. Okay. If x is 25, that means one train is 250. So this is the slower train because the first one is the slower train and this one is 275 meters. Now look at this one. If the slower train passes the tunnel completely from the time it enters in 15 minutes. So again time is distance divided by relative speed. So here I should write time is how much? 15 seconds. So 15 into 60, that's equal to distance. So now the distance will be, suppose this is the tunnel and the train is entering. So the length of the train should also be there plus the length of the tunnel should also be considered, right? So the distance will be length of the train plus the length of the tunnel, and that is what they are asking, divided by the relative speed. Here the relative speed nothing but the speed of the slower train. Speed of the slower train is 60 km per hour. So 60 km per hour I should write as 60 into 5 by 18, right? This is another one. If you simplify, you should get the value of L from here. Okay, I think you please work out. L should come out to be somewhere 14,750. So my answer is 14750. Okay, thank you. Okay, let us take the next question. A car driver driving in a fog passes a pedestrian who is walking at the rate of 2 km per hour in the same direction. So we have a pedestrian and he is going at 2 km per hour. So a car is actually crossing him, right, in the same direction. So after crossing, the car goes ahead and this person is able to see this car for 6 minutes, right? And the speed of the car I don't know, but the speed of the person I know. So, and the distance is also given. The distance for which this person is able to see the car is also given as 0.6 kilometer. If you remember, I had discussed that relative speed is nothing but the rate of change of distance between two bodies. Here you can see that the distance between car and the pedestrian is increasing 0.6 kilometer in 6 minutes. So what is the rate? So here the rate of change of distance is nothing but distance divided by the time, right? 6 minutes. So I can write 6 minutes as divided by 60, right, in hour. So I get, I think this is in hour. I think if I simplify this, I get 6 km per hour. And this is nothing but relative speed. You can see the previous topic, we had discussed the definition of relative speed. And when two bodies are moving in the same direction, relative speed is the difference. So I can very well write here the relative speed will be speed of the car minus the speed of the pedestrian, which is equal to 6. So I get S as 8 km per hour. So my answer is 8 km per hour. Okay, let us take one more question. A naughty bird is sitting on the top of a car. It sees another car approaching it at 12 km per hour. The speed of the two cars is 60 km each. You can see here there is one car, car 1. There is another car, car 2. Okay, these two cars are moving towards each other at 60 km per hour. This is also 60 km per hour. The distance between them is 12 km. There is a bird who is sitting here and the speed of the bird is given as 120 km per hour. Assume that the two cars have a crash, the total distance traveled by the bird. What is this bird doing? While these two cars are moving towards each other, this bird is going from one car to the other, again back to this car, again to this car, and so on till both the cars have met, right? So the distance covered by the bird is asked. You may pause the video and try to solve it on your own and then listen to the explanation, right? Okay, now see here. So how much time both the trains are taking to meet is given as initial gap between the two divided by the relative speed. And what is the initial gap between the two? You can see 12 km, and relative speed will be 60 plus 60, right? 60 plus 60 is nothing but 120, sorry. So I get 1 by 10 hour. So in this 1 by 10 hour, the bird has been running at 120 kilometer per hour. So this is the speed of the bird and this is the time for which it is running. So the distance nothing but the product. So I get the distance as 1 by 10 into 1 by 2 into 120 is 12 kilometer hour. So this is the total distance covered by the bird till both the trains are meeting each other at one point. Thank you. Alright, after going through the videos, it is likely that you will have some doubts, some queries on the concepts or the problems discussed. So you can always share your doubts or queries on this number. You can also email us at apticomcareers@gmail.com. And please do not forget to visit our YouTube channel. There you can get a lot of recorded videos on similar concepts. Thank you so much for watching Apticom Careers.